Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Joe's New Chew channel. This is my 3-week update. It's been a week since I've updated, and so I wanted to give you guys a rundown of what the last week has looked like. About 4 or 5 days ago, I started using a new glue. I started using Polygrip Strong, the zinc-free stuff, because I've been having to pile the glue into the troughs to keep the top from rocking, and because my bottom, the bone is definitely shrinking as it heals and everything, and my gums are shrinking, and so yeah, it's definitely helped a lot. Creates a bit of a cushion. If you remember the last time I talked to you guys or did my update, I had a piece of bone that was sticking up and it felt like the tip of a pin. It was razor sharp coming out. Well, anyways, that night, just like it happened to Bill Westland, and I think I even mentioned that it could happen to any of us, when I pulled that bottom denture out, it was stuck to the glue. Thankfully, got rid of that. Unfortunately, it had a friend, and that friend didn't want to leave the party, and it was in another spot nearby. That one actually, I think, is the outside of the socket bone. That, you know, razor sharp, and it was starting to wear through, and so I've been dealing with that all week up until yesterday, and I'll tell you all about that. Friday night, went out with the wife, and we went and saw a movie, had popcorn, theater popcorn for the first time in ages, and it was awesome. None of the kernels got caught underneath, thankfully, because if I would have had to go into the bathroom to deal with that, it would have been messy. Because I got to tell you, if you have to take these things out after gluing with Polygrip Strong, and you know, in a sense, it's the same with the Fixodent Plus that I was using as well, but the Polygrip Strong, if you got to take it out halfway through the day, that stuff is messy. It is a nasty, horrible mess. And I don't know if it's because of the no zinc or what, but it is a lot harder to get off your gums and does not seem to want to peel off like the Fixodent Plus does in as nice a way. Anyways, then Sunday ended up having to re-glue before supper because they were getting so loose and I was getting so much pain in this spot. My wife had made a turkey dinner and everything, and I just really wanted to chew on an animal, and that turkey was smelling so good, so I thought, no, I gotta rip them out and I'm gonna re-glue. So I did, and yeah, I gotta tell you, that night, Sunday night, it was like one of the most frustrating things I have ever had to deal with, trying to clean all that glue out, because the glue was only a couple of hours old. And so I went to pull my top plate out, and it was like bubblegum stuck all the way in the trough and to my gums, and it just stretched. It was like out of a horror movie or something. Anyways, so I must have worked at that stuff for a half an hour to try and get all of it out of the sockets to be able to put my teeth in the bath and soak them overnight. Anyways, yesterday morning, had my wife phone before I put my teeth in, and phone the dentist and talk to him about maybe getting an appointment to deal with this bone, and maybe talk to him about a soft reline, because that was something he had mentioned in a previous visit. They gave me an appointment for 4:15, which was good because then I could work all day. I didn't have any major interruptions, but it meant I also had to glue in order to just function through the day, because I like having my teeth solidly in there. And you can't really, when your dentures start getting loose, you can't do much. You may as well just either leave them out or glue them in. So I glued them in, and about a half an hour before I had to leave for the appointment yesterday, late afternoon, went into the house and pulled them out. And for the next 40 minutes, I kid you not, it took me 40 minutes, and I mean, I was using a toothbrush, then I switched to the denture brush, you know, the stiff bristle with the little poker deal on the bottom and the bristles on both sides, and I'm scrubbing away, trying to pick all that crap out of my sockets. I can't wait until these sockets are healed up. Anyways, it ended up making me 10 minutes late for the dentist appointment. So, get to the dentist, and they put me into the chair right away, but I had to wait for the dentist. So I'm sitting there staring up at that TV screen they got mounted to the ceiling, and I'm feeling around with my tongue, and I realize that little son of a gun is gone. Somehow, in the, frantic scrubbing, trying to get all that crap out of my sockets and everything. I must have broke it off or what, I don't know. Or it came out. I really don't know, but thankfully it was gone. Anyways, so the dentist came in and he, asked me how things were going, and I told him, I've got a really bad sore spot here, especially from that bone, which I told him is now gone, thankfully. And sore spot on the bottom here in the same sort of spot. So I was beginning to wonder if maybe bone is going to start jutting out there too. And then I've still got some rub spots here in the front, especially on this side. So he put the denture, kind of marker stuff on my gums, and then put the denture in so he knew where to adjust, made a couple of adjustments, came back in. And I asked him, about doing a soft reline, because I said, I'm using a ton of glue, man. And he said, don't use a ton of glue. And he said the reason why is because it creates a cushion, and the same problem happens with a soft reline. And he said what you want is you want the hardness of the denture to be impacting on the gums, especially as the sockets are filling in with new bone, because that encourages bone density. And as soon as you create a cushion there, then it encourages bone resorption or recession, and it gives the bone the impression that it doesn't have to be as strong as it needs to be, and so then it just shrinks away. So he said, especially at the beginning, he doesn't like to do a soft reline, and he said, don't use lots of glue. Well, I don't know how I'd function without lots of glue, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that, except sure would be nice if we had DenSureFit up here in Canada. DenSureFit, I know it's not your fault. It's probably some stupid regulation for, that the Canadian government has come up with, Health Canada or Canadian Standards Association or whatever. But please, please, at least, I live 20 minutes to the border. Like, give me the option of being able to order it to a place like Ship Happens or something like that, so that I can go down there and get it there. I'll pay the American dollar. I don't care. Please do something to change your billing procedures so that I don't need an American billing address. I can just order it with my credit card the same way I would from Amazon.com or something, and have it shipped to Ship Happens just across the border, 20 minutes away. Okay, I'm done my DenSureFit rant. So, anyways, yeah, so I said, okay, so then what is the plan as far as making these things fit better? And him and the dental assistant kind of explained to me briefly that what they like to do is wait about 3 months and then do a hard reline. And that's the soonest they like to do a hard reline, because if they do one sooner, my gums are going to keep shrinking. And 3 months, still they're going to shrink a little more up to about 6 months. But, at least that gives you a fighting chance to, have a bigger space between relines. So, okay, cool. I'm walking up to the counter with the dental assistant, and she says, yeah, she pulls out my paperwork, she's looking at it, she says, yeah, your extraction date was September 29th, which means your hard reline wouldn't be really due until December 29th, so you may as well wait till the new year. And I said, yeah, that's cool. And then shock hit me, because she says, by the way, did they explain to you the costs of the reline? And I was like, costs of the reline? I thought that was part of the whole package deal. I mean, isn't it a package deal? Like, relines are necessary for these things. The gums shrink like crazy after you pull teeth out. And she goes, yeah, no, unfortunately not. So, first lesson, wish I would have really paid attention. Because I think I've come across a couple other videos talking about this very thing. If you're going through the process of talking to your dentist about getting your teeth pulled and getting dentures and all this other stuff, make sure you sit down and either get him or a dental assistant or even the secretary or something to really lay out exactly what the schedule is going to be and how much it's going to cost. So I said, well, what is this going to cost? And she said, well, you're right. It should have been laid out in the cost quote at the beginning, because it really is something that's necessary. But she said, and she's talking to the secretary, and then she says, it's, relines are around $350. I'm like, $350? Like, we're talking about in 5.5 weeks. That's right after Christmas. I got 10 kids, man. Like, I just spent, a fortune on these things, and I'm going to be paying them off for a long time. And so I'm thinking, like, dude, are you serious? $350? And then she goes, yeah, $350 each for the top and the bottom. So I didn't freak out, but when I did peel myself up off of the floor and pick my jaw up and try and put it back in place, she did say, to her credit, I'm sorry, this should have all been explained to you from the beginning. I can see if there's maybe something we can do, but there's lab fees and stuff. And from what I gathered, and I could be wrong, I'm still just trying to understand this, and I was in too much, sticker shock, price shock, to really spend much more time there. But from what I understand, I think they take impressions and then send my teeth to the lab and get them to do the reline. And I think it's different for a lot of other people where they actually get the reline done in the dentist's office. I've heard so many people talk about, that nasty acrylic, like a nail salon taste in their mouth. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I said, whatever, thank you very much, and I left. So got home, it was just about supper time. My wife and I were going out to a friend's place last night, so I knew I had to glue in order to eat, because we were going to be going over there to eat finger foods and stuff like that, little munchies, hang out with some friends. So I went in and had to pile in the Poly Grip Strong and slam those suckers in there, and went off, and I got to tell you, no, actually, it wasn't that simple. So I put them in, and I tried to use as little as I could, but still achieve the same function of trying to keep the top from rocking and the bottom from going too far down, and still get some cushion because of the fact that I got these bad rub spots, and I could not get any comfortable bite without just piling that stuff in. So I think I pulled them out and re-glued like 4 times. So by this time, I am really frustrated. Like, it's a good thing I didn't do this video yesterday, because I would have been, it would have been dangerously close to having some serious potty mouth. You know what I mean? So I was having a frustrating night. Anyways, so I had to rip them out, re-glue, stick them in, rip them out, re-glue, stick them in, and now I'm trying to squish stuff and it's uneven, and then I got crap oozing out all over the place, and my lip is glued to my jaw and my denture, and anyways, spent the next hour trying to peel all that extra crap out with my fingernail. Got to my friends, had a nice night and everything, but I was tired, and yeah. So today, feeling a little bit bummed out about that. Figured I'd do my 3-week update and try and be as real as possible. Sorry guys, this is me. I'm as real as it gets. I gotta be me. Everyone else was picked, so I'm gonna tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah, so DenSureFit sure would be nice if you guys would make it so that Canadian customers that live close to the border can pick up the stuff at Ship Happens. Definitely thinking I should have gone with Russell Klein for the dentures, because with that added $700 expense after the BC taxes, BC, like they say, means bring cash, it's going to be almost $800, and I don't think I'll be able to afford that, so I'm probably going to have to do a home reline kit, order that on Amazon or whatever, but then I don't know if that means that it's going to nullify any kind of warranty or whatever. Now I'm wondering what kind of warranty I get with these things, because I don't know. I should have sat down. If you're going through this process and talk to your dentist and make sure that you understand every cost right up front and what kind of warranty and all that. I never really heard anyone say anything. I never did my due diligence and research it until hearing that after the fact. So anyways, yeah, that's my 3-week update. It's been a long day. It's almost 10 o'clock here in BC, so I'm going to end it at that. Hope you guys have a great week. If you have any advice, comments, if you want to rant too, whatever, throw them into the comments section down below. I sure appreciate every one of the comments, and I always get back to everybody. Sometimes it's just a matter of time. Time is my greatest nemesis, I gotta tell you. I'm a family man and a home business owner and just a busy guy all around. So anyways, I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been so supportive and everything else. And yeah, if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Or if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. I don't care. Anyways, have a great night, guys, and have a great week. And thanks again for tuning into New Chew channel. All right, take care.